Jackson and welcome to Heart of the Home. Today I'll be cooking from the kitchen at Meadow Hall at the Meadow Event Park. Today we're going to be making creamy potatoes au gratin. First thing we're going to start off with is 4 large potatoes. You can use any potatoes for this recipe. You can use red potatoes that are found on the Eastern Shore. You can use regular white potatoes. Any potato works just fine. What we're going to do is go ahead and start cutting this in 1/4-inch pieces. You can choose to peel your potato if you want to, but I tend to like mine with a little bit of the skin left on. We will then add these to our bowl. I've already pre-cut some potatoes, and we're going to start our layering process in our casserole dish. So we're going to lay them out as flat as you possibly can get them. And then we're going to add some onions. This recipe you can season to taste, so you can add garlic if you like. Definitely going to add some salt and pepper. And then we'll add a little bit of the fresh onions that I have chopped up on top. And you're going to continue to layer it just like this until you have used all of the potatoes in your bowl. It's important to cut them thin because they cook more evenly that way. All right, now we're going to add some fresh salt and pepper. And then we will sit this to the side just for a moment and get ready to make our cream sauce. So dairy is a big commodity in the state of Virginia. So today we're going to be using some cheddar cheese, we'll be using some milk, and we'll also be using some butter. So we want to turn our eye on low. And we're going to add 4 tablespoons of butter and let it melt. Once our butter has melted, we will then add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Want to mix that in our butter. And once it's all covered, we're going to add 2 cups of cold milk. And we want to make sure that any flour clumps that may have been created as a result of you adding it to the butter are all evened out before we add any cheese. Using a whisk also works well to get some of the flour clumps out. All right, you will see that your milk, flour, and butter mixture has started to thicken. And then we will add 1½ cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Mix that around, and we're going to let this melt for about 30 to 45 seconds, not too long because it'll melt really quickly, and it's going to continue to cook once we put it in the oven. All right, we'll cut our eye off. And then we will pour the cheese mixture on top of our potatoes. You can mix it if you want to, but it all settles. And one thing you don't want to forget to do with all this cheesy goodness is to grease your pan, or you'll have a big mess in the end. We have preheated our oven to 400 degrees. We're going to cover this with aluminum foil and bake it for an hour. And then about an hour in, we're going to add a top layer of shredded cheese and bake it for an additional 30 minutes. All this other craziness. All right, now it's time to take out our potatoes. Here. All right. We will use a knife to cut out a big hunk. And there you have it, cheesy potatoes au gratin. I am Caressa Jackson for Heart of the Home. Come and get it.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.